Hi, I'm Eric Taylor from Bottles Fine Wine in Providence, Rhode Island. Today we're talking about Sauvignon Blanc. It's the height of the summer right now, and Sauvignon Blanc is extremely popular in our store, and I think it's due to it being so crisp and approachable and its beautiful, beautiful citrus flavors. Sauvignon Blanc comes from all over the world, so it's really difficult to tell what you're going to get, but like so many of the wines that we sell in the store, where it comes from will give you a clue as to what kind of flavors to expect from Sauvignon Blanc. So, from the cooler climate regions like New Zealand or maybe the Loire Valley in France, you can expect very tart citrus flavors like grapefruit and tart lemon lime. From warmer growing climates like California, you can expect citrus flavors again, but riper citrus flavors like ripe lemon and lime. Now, the really cool thing about Sauvignon Blanc is that coupled with this citrus flavors, you have a lot of really delicious herbaceous flavors and things like grass or basil or lemongrass. If the Sauvignon Blanc is grown in a soil that has a lot of mineral in it, the wines are going to have this beautiful stony, mineral, flinty flavor, and especially from the Loire Valley, wines like Sancerre or Fumé Blanc. So here we are in the Sauvignon Blanc section of the store, and one of the cool things that we do here at Bottles is that we arrange our wines by varietal rather than by region. So what that does is I've got all the Sauvignon Blancs of the world right next to each other. So if you're a lover of New Zealand Sauvignon Blancs, I've got French Sauvignon Blancs and California Sauvignon Blancs and Sauvignon Blancs from Uruguay all right next to each other. So that really allows you to make a lateral move and try something different that you may have never tried before. Typically, wines from New Zealand, Sauvignon Blancs from New Zealand, are full of grapefruit. Really tart, beautiful, fresh grapefruit flavors. And what differentiates the New Zealand Sauvignon Blancs for each other, I think, is the intensity of the grapefruit flavors. The Cato Sauvignon Blanc is beautiful because it's crisp and clean, has those ripe grapefruit flavors, but it also has a little bit of a tropical fruit flavor to it as well, things like mango. Cool wine from the Bordeaux region of France is the Chateau Margaux Graves. So it's mostly Sauvignon Blanc. It's also mixed with a little Semillon. But the Graves region is really interesting because it has a very minerally, very rocky soil, and the vines pick up those flavors and offer a very flinty, delicious flavor to the crisp Sauvignon Blanc flavors. From the Loire Valley, I really like the Lucien Crochet Sancerre. A cool growing climate, so it has very tart flavors of lemon and lime, but coupled with those lemon lime flavors is this beautiful slaty, kind of chalky flavor that adds a beautiful dimension and complexity to the wine. And then the last Sauvignon Blanc I'm going to talk about is actually a Fumé Blanc. So Fumé Blanc is a name that a California winemaker came up with 25 years ago to market Sauvignon Blanc better. I think the winemaker thought that Sauvignon Blanc was maybe difficult to say, or people weren't being able to wrap their heads around it, so he changed the name to Fumé Blanc for his bottling, but it's just another way to call out Sauvignon Blanc. Sauvignon Blancs from California are full of ripe lemon lime flavors, and oftentimes you will get really the herbaceous flavors that I was talking about before, things like basil and lemongrass. Some California Sauvignon Blancs even have flavors of jalapeno, which is really quite cool. So I am here at the Salted Slate with chef owner Ben Lloyd. Ben, thank you so much for having us in.
Thank you for
Pleasure
coming
to see
in.
you.
Yeah.
Congratulations and welcome to the neighborhood.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about Salted Slate.
So Salted Slate is an agriculturally driven restaurant. We think of ourselves as American with global influences. We root ourselves in sourcing sustainably raised, sustainably harvested animals, especially from within 20 miles of the restaurant. Right now we've got a cured salmon plate, and we cure it with ginger and yuzu juice. So that tends to lend towards lime and lemon that comes off of Old World Sauv Blancs, but it also lends to that high grapefruit that we're getting from New Zealand Sauv Blancs. It goes great. It goes great with that. The other thing that I like a lot would be the beet salad. So we have roasted beets We have a goat cheese cream on there. We have a very simple lemon vinaigrette. That stuff gets tossed in with that. And then we have a hazelnut praline that goes on. So we're hitting on a lot of different notes with that. But that brightness from the Sauv Blanc, you know, kind of competing with the goat cheese, you know, but there's also high acid in goat cheese, so those things kind of marry well together.
That's awesome.
When you pair acid with acid, you tend to reduce acid.
Which is counterintuitive, but it's awesome.
It is counterintuitive, yeah. So aromas, I find in the kitchen, aromas compound one another. You know, if I'm doing something with a lemon nose on it, let's say with a very lemon and grass-driven Sauv Blanc, you're going to pull out more lemon from that Sauv Blanc, and those herbaceous notes are going to kind of fall back. But if I'm pairing high acid with acid, it tones down the acid of everything because you're almost overwhelming your palate a little bit, so it doesn't pick up on those individual things.
That's really cool. That's a great way to think about it, and I think the people that are watching, you know, will really pick up on that too, and hopefully try it at home.
Yeah, for sure.
And or try it here.
Or try it here.